Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review, and next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier on Disney+. This is the Captain America John F. Walker version. This is exclusive to Walmart.com. Exclusive to Walmart.com because it is e-commerce only. It will only be available online through Walmart.com. You will not find this in store. So again, if you have not pre-ordered this figure yet, I highly recommend that you do, because if you're holding out to find it in stores, it ain't gonna happen. You gotta order it online. Now, I understand that Walmart.com has canceled many a pre-order on exclusives before. Hopefully it should be different this time around, seeing as how it's not something that's going to show up in stores and will be available online only. So your best chance at getting it is to pre-order it anyway. So link in the video description below. Pre-order, 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 pre-order. Don't say I didn't warn you. Pre-order this figure right away if you haven't already done so, because again, online only, will not be in stores. Anyway, let's get right to it. Big shout out and thank you to the fine folks over at Hasbro, Ryan Ting and Dan Yoon. I got the Compound Hulk figure that I got to reveal earlier today at the time of recording this video. And included in that box, along with the Compound Hulk, was actually this Captain America John F. Walker. Blew me away, caught me completely off guard and by surprise. I did not know that they were going to include this in the box, so I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. It pains me to open up one that was gifted to me from Hasbro, from the Marvel Legends guys themselves, but I don't yet have one, so I want to review it for you guys. I want to see the figure. I want to have it in hand, so I am excited to show it to you guys and to open it up and mess with it. So the really cool thing about this is it is not your standard Marvel Legends packaging, as you can see, and I threw away all my empty boxes so I can't show you a side-by-side of a regular Marvel Legends, but it is completely different. But what this does, if you saw the Falcon and the Winter Soldier on Disney+, you would have seen when they first introduced Captain America to the world, when he's out in a football stadium and he runs out, he's signing autographs, and somebody has a 12-inch version of a Captain America figure that has a box very similar to this. So they recreated it for this Captain America action figure, and that is just super cool. The Hasbro guys talked about it. They said they went on set and they saw it, and then when they saw it in the TV show, they're all excited. They were texting, messaging each other, talking about it. So just really, really cool. I pre-ordered two. I'm going to keep those two pre-orders because I definitely wanted to keep one in box anyway. So it's just really awesome. So it's very different. It's similar to like the Chinese exclusive Marvel Legends figures they did as Spider-Man, Captain America, and Iron Man. But this is actually a little bit thicker, which is good. And you can see the John Walker artwork there as the flag kind of drapes over and overlaps. And then here, the same John Walker just kind of zoomed out. Back of the package, we got the John Walker Captain America there. So really cool. This is the only figure where you're going to get that unmasked John Walker head sculpt. The U.S. Agent figure did not have that, so as you can see there, spoiler alert, this is the same exact figure, but the U.S. Agent is the same, but black. Like, it's literally the same, but black. You just changed all the blue to black, and that's what it is. So just like he says in the show, it's the same, but in black. There it is. So I'm almost 4 minutes in. You guys go crazy when I talk about a box for that long. So without further ado, let's get to it. Remember, pre-order online only, will not be in stores. Let's do it. Okay, here is the John Walker figure out of the package, and he is a really nice one. I've already kind of messed around with him, taken some pictures, so I'm excited to show you guys. But if you watch my review of the U.S. Agent, a lot of the things about this figure will not come as a surprise to you, as they are basically the same exact thing. One of the key differences, of course, is the fact that he comes with, this one comes with the John Walker head sculpt, unmasked head sculpt, as well as a Captain America shield, or the Captain America shield, I should say. But in terms of the figure, it's the exact same. So let's get in closer to take a closer look at the Captain America version, and we'll see the unmasked John Walker head sculpt, and then we'll zoom out for the articulation, and then we'll do the real side-by-sides. Okay, so first we're going to look at the shield. As you can see here, I think there's some paint flaws on mine where you see some red streaks, and it looks like it could kind of be, works as blood. I'm pretty sure that's just a paint flaw with the blue paint over the red. but I like to think it's blood streaks. But anyway, this version of the shield has the C-clip and peg, which I'm scared to use because I'm scared that thing is going to break because I've broken them before, and I don't want to mess this one up since he is a Walmart exclusive and Walmart.com only exclusive, only online, not in stores. I don't know that I would ever be able to get another one to replace the shield, so I will be extra careful and never, ever, 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 ever use that clip. But just to show you a comparison, here is the Sam Wilson shield. This one has the straps similar to all the Steve Rogers shields, MCU shields. So the John Walker one is different. The fronts are essentially the same. It's just the back that is different. This one being that you can use with Sam Wilson to port in the back of his backpack, so you can have the shield on his back. Why they made the two different ones, I'm not really sure. Usually with MCU shields, we're not used to that peg system. So that's kind of one of the things. So I will show this off zoomed out a little bit later on in the video, but let's get to the figure itself right now. Okay, so here's a close-up look at the John Walker Captain America figure, and this thing looks pretty good. It is the same head sculpt that we got with the US Agent, so there is no surprise there, and they both look really, really good. There's essentially no difference. Skin tone is basically the same, so you can't really notice anything. One thing that I did notice, though, is that it has that same weird little extra plastic piece that's there below the ear. I'm not sure why, it has it, as you can see, like right there. That same piece on the left side, but if you look on the right side, again, that piece is not there, and it is not part of the chin strap because you could see where the chin strap actually goes. It does not continue on. I just think in the mold process there must have been something to where that extra piece should have been clipped off or something, but it is kind of weird. I have checked multiple US agents that I've seen in stores, and they all have that, so it's no surprise, I guess, that the Captain America figure would have that as well. It's just interesting to point out. Looks really good. The US Agent, it is the same. The red is in the same spot, but we know that in the final episode, US Agent, the red is actually where the black would be, and the red should actually be white. So they just didn't have the final design when they were producing the figure, unfortunately. But the Captain America figure is accurate and does look really, really good. It is the same exact figure, so the gun does not remove from the holster. It is part of the mold. It's not something that you could break the glue and pull out. It is part of that mold. You can see we have pinless joints both at the elbows and the knees. All the blue and red looks good. We get a little bit of silver there on the boots, a little bit of red on the black boots. All looks really good. Here on his back we get that silver A and everything. And of course, yes, you can clip his shield into his back like so he can carry around the Captain America shield like so. So that looks really good as he tries to take a tumble backwards. So now let's pop on the unmasked John Walker head sculpt and see how that looks. In hand, it looks really good. Okay, so looking at the head sculpt of John Walker, I see Wyatt Russell in it. I wouldn't say it's a 100% to the actor's likeness. A couple of things as the show progressed. He started to grow a little bit more facial hair. At the beginning of the season, he had the clean facial hair look, and then like from the angles, it just doesn't look as good in my opinion. Usually with the MCU figures, when you do kind of an angled profile, I think the portrait head sculpts actually look pretty good. In this case, I think this is one that you're definitely going to want to look a little bit more straight on. In terms of the hair, I think the hair is just a tad too big. Like his sideburns just look massively thick, and I think that's just due to the nature of how they would do a hair sculpt. They can't have it too thin because it just really wouldn't work out. So I think that's kind of the only flaw in what's really keeping that back. Now, one thing is they did this wash on there, and it almost looks like a greenish color in his hair. So it's a little bit odd. So you kind of get some gold, like dirty blonde hair in there, and then the shading wash effect almost looks like a green color, but it kind of gives it that light color, because in the show he wasn't like super bright blonde. It was more of that dirty blonde, but almost like whitish gray kind of. I feel like this was the best they could do for the hair to kind of get it to look the way he really has his hair in the show. But having it in hand, it does look a little bit odd, but from far away, it's not as noticeable. It just looks to be a little too heavy on the wash, in my opinion. But I like that it's a textured look and we don't have like a flat color for the hair. It gives it a little bit, helps it stand out a little bit more, so that I can actually appreciate. So now let's zoom out for his articulation. Okay, so John Walker's articulation, his head is on a dumbbell joint, so you're not going to get the most movement upwards or downwards, but you get a fair amount, just not really a whole lot going down. Full rotation, of course, you get some crazy pivot in there, which is great because in the show, the dude was kind of crazy, right? So a lot of times he was always twitching his head and looking off to the side all like funky, like he's about to like go ballistic, right? And I guess he actually does, right? And he kills somebody with his shield. So, you know, you could do kind of those things where he's kind of looking off to the side, which I actually really like that you can do that. His arm can go out that much. Full rotation, of course, upper bicep swivel. You get a double jointed elbow, and again, they are pinless elbows, which is good. Wrists swivel, and they do hinge, and you can use the hands that came, the extra hands that came with the U.S. agent. Like the U.S. agent, he has 2 fists, and then he has an open hand, and he has the trigger finger hand for his right. This Captain America figure does not come with extra hands, but you can use the U.S. agent ones. However, I will tell you, the red is just slightly darker. It's barely even noticeable, so it would pass. So if you have the U.S. agent figure, you can swap the hands around all you want. Ab crunch, you can crunch forward that much. You can crunch back that much, which is pretty good. You got a waist swivel in there. Legs go out that far apart. You can kick forward that high, which is great. You can go back quite a bit as well. Upper thigh cut there. Double jointed knee, which gives you that much bend there. We have a boot swivel. Foot hinges all the way down, solid hinge up, ankle pivot, and pegals at the bottom of the feet. So pretty good articulation. I feel like this guy's a little bit more loose, and the U.S. agent was a little bit more stiff. But you know, once you really work the figures, it shouldn't be too much of an issue for either of them. It's pretty wild that we have 3 canon MCU Captain Americas. Steve Rogers, of course, Sam Wilson, and John Walker. So actually in order, Steve Rogers, John Walker, and Sam Wilson. I look at having these 3 side by side, I'm more and more disappointed in the size of the Sam Wilson Captain America. He should be a little bit wider. I think his legs should be a little bit thicker. Looking at this Worthy Cap figure, and then this one was the international exclusive, which would be the same, so I guess it doesn't matter, but the upper body and the legs almost don't look proportionate. It's weird now looking at it in hand where the body, it just kind of looks a little bit funky. So in my opinion, the Captain America figure is actually, the John Walker figure is actually the best one of the 3, which should be surprising. You take character aside, the actual figure itself I think is better. You know, using the pinless tech, so it has a cleaner look overall to it. I think it's a little bit more proportional. I think he's a little bulkier than he should be based on the actor from the show, but in terms of the figure itself, I actually like the figure a lot more than either of these 2 other Captain America figures. So this one is actually, I would say, a better figure. Maybe not design, because I think Steve Rogers always had the best design. Comic accuracy will go to Sam Wilson. But in terms of figure articulation, overall aesthetic, everything overall all around, I do think this John Walker figure is actually the better Captain America figure itself. You guys can let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts are on that, but that's just kind of my opinion. And kind of for the fun of it, let's put all those that have a shield together, or the captain of their own country type of deal. So we have Captain America, Captain America, Captain America, and Red Guardian, all from the MCU. Okay, so the 2 John Walker figures here we have side by side, Captain America and U.S. Agent. Again, it is the same, but in black. It is literally the same exact figure. The red is all in the same spots as the red from the blue version to the black version. Again, it is completely the same, so just swap out blue for black. There you have it. It's done. But I'm sure you guys will want to see. Let's pop the U.S. Agent head off, and let's pop the John Walker head onto the U.S. Agent body so you can see how he looks in that, which is essentially the same as the Captain America figure, but in black, as you can see there. And somehow it just doesn't look as good, actually, on the U.S. Agent. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I actually think it looks better on the Captain America figure, the blue. Something about the black, it just kind of makes the head sculpt look small, I guess. You guys seeing what I'm seeing? Kind of looks tiny compared to how he would look on the normal Captain America body. Kind of odd. Okay, so here are all the figures from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We have gotten a surprisingly large amount of figures for the one single show. We actually have 6 different figures: U.S. Agent, Winter Soldier, Sam Wilson, Captain America, John Walker, Captain America, Baron Zemo, and Io, I guess, isn't really a new figure, but she was in the show, so it kind of works. So I guess technically only 5 releases from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but that's still a lot, whereas WandaVision, we only got Wanda and Vision, and no Agatha Harkness. What is going on with these Disney Plus shows in the figures? Why won't we get an Agatha Harkness figure? What is going on with that? We do have the Loki figure, as I get prepared to watch the first episode to Loki. So we have him here. The Agent Mobius figure was just announced as a Target exclusive, so I'm very excited to get that and pair him up with Loki, because I hear really good things about them being paired together, really being kind of a buddy cop show and having a lot of comedy, so I'm looking forward to watching that here pretty soon. And here is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier figures all lined up together. They look great. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Okay, so I want to show the Sam Wilson Captain America figure with the Captain America shield. So what I wanted to do is be able to plug in this shield into his back and kind of recreate that scene where he's on the bridge and he blocks the helicopter from coming in. So I think one thing that I've seen a lot of criticism about and complaints about the Captain America figure and the wings and the build-a wing set, the flight gear, is that they keep falling off. So what I did right now, the way it is I have the wings on backwards. And I think maybe this is where some of the confusion kind of came in. And I think someone commented on my video saying I had some of them wrong. And I think I had one kind of turn around. The way I have the wings on right now is not correct, because the backpack piece does not stay on all the way and will easily fall off. But when you have it this way, you can actually fold in the wings much better, but as you can see, the backpack then just falls right off and you just can't really get it to stay so well. So you can fold the wings in, it just keeps falling off, and then you would be able to do something with the shield if you wanted to kind of put it that way. So I think that's where some of the confusion lies on the wings. So these hinge pieces, you can see the hinge, that is not how the wings should be. So they should be done this way. And this is how you're able to better get the backpack to stay on Sam's back. So I don't have so much of an issue of them falling off. He can actually stand a lot better now. I couldn't really get him to stand with the wings the other way. The problem is they just don't fold in as nicely, especially these outer wing pieces, because I want to fold that way. But the wings look better because you keep the blue together, kind of lining up. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys this. Now, someone on Instagram had pointed this out to me, that you can use this shield and kind of loop it around like so on the backpack, and you can actually kind of get the shield to stay on his back. So if you don't get the John Walker figure, you kind of have that working for yourself. But if you get the John Walker figure, you have that peg. You could just peg it right into his backpack. And you could properly do the shield on Sam's back, and that just looks awesome there. And then here, looking at him, you can see the shield on his back there. That is really, really cool. But then you can't really do the fold of the wings kind of deal to protect him. So that's kind of the only issue, but it pegs on his back. The other thing that sucks though is the alternate backpack. If he has the wings folded in, it doesn't have a peg hole to port the shield on there. What you would then just have to do is just remove the wings completely, and then you can port the shield into his back like so. So if you're just using the Captain America figure like so, he doesn't have to have the backpack piece on there. It would be more accurate. But if you're just like taking pictures from the front and not showing anything, well, I guess the back, I guess it doesn't matter, just the side profiles where you'd kind of be losing it because he doesn't have the backpack on there. So you could do something like that. So that's the good thing thing about having the peg version of a shield. It's just that C-clip is just so flimsy and breaks so easily. It really scares the hell out of me, especially with this one, since, again, and I will repeat myself over and over and over and over again with this John Walker figure is a Walmart.com exclusive. It will not be available in stores. I got the message from the Hasbro guys directly to inform you guys, Walmart.com only. Pre-order now. You do not wait to find in stores, because you will not find it in stores. Make sure to put in your order. Link in the video description below for John Walker. Okay, so there is my review on the John Walker Captain America figure. You guys let me know down in the comments below what you think of this figure. I'm very happy with it. The Wyatt Russell head sculpt is pretty good. It's not the greatest, but it does look pretty good. When you're looking at it straight on, the hair I think is a little big, especially on the sideburns, but again, I can see the actor's likeness. It is not the best that Hasbro has done in terms of MCU figures. I mean, Io is like perfect, right? That just came out really good. Zemo is really damn good as well. But, you know, when you have some that aren't the greatest, you could see the likeness, but just not 100%. That's kind of how I feel about this John Walker one. But I am very happy. At least we get an unmasked head sculpt. U.S. Agent would have been nice if he came with one, but in the show, he wasn't unmasked in the suit. So it's kind of one of those things, it doesn't really match up, but would still be nice to have. But for this Captain America figure, I do really like it. It sucks that it's a Walmart exclusive. It sucks even more that it's online only, especially with Walmart issues and pre-ordering. But you got to pre-order, hope for the best. Hopefully Walmart knows that, you know, with this particular one, if they're not going to have it in stores, that they need to have their act together when it comes to the online pre-order system. Hasbro is aware of, you know, that Walmart.com pre-orders have had issues in the past, so I'm hopeful that this will not be an issue. So hopefully you guys got your pre-orders in. Hopefully there's no cancellation. Pre-orders are still open, which sounds crazy. Maybe there is a whole huge number of these figures that are going to be available, and just not everyone has placed an order, so there is a large abundance of them, and everybody will be able to get their hands on it as long as they order. So again, link in the video description below. Walmart.com only, e-commerce only, not in stores. But anyway, enough of that. I mean, I've been harping over it over the entire video to order it, pre-order. But you guys let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts on everything about this figure is. Once again, huge shout out and thank you to Ryan Ting and Dan Yoon of the Hasbro Marvel Legends marketing team for sending out that Compound Hulk figure for me to reveal exclusively to you guys, which I still have here. And then gifting me with this John Walker Captain America figure. I am so very thankful. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you again for the opportunity. For you guys watching this video, if you guys liked the video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.